It's the smell that finds you first. You walk into the room, half asleep, and there it is. A wet patch on the rug, a little pile in the corner behind the couch. Not in the box. Never in the box. And something in your chest goes tight and hot, because this is the third time this week. You look at your cat. Your cat looks back at you. Calm, unbothered, sitting there like a little judge on the windowsill. And that's the moment the thought creeps in. The thought almost every cat owner has had at 3 in the morning, scrubbing a carpet on their hands and knees. He's doing this on purpose. He's mad at me. He's being spiteful. Stop. Right there. I need you to let go of that thought, because it's wrong, and it's costing you the answer. I'm Dr. Aurelio. I've been the old-school cat vet in this town longer than some of you have been alive. And I'm going to tell you something I've had to tell heartbroken families across my exam table more times than I can count. Your cat is not being naughty. Your cat is not plotting revenge. Cats don't do spite. That's a human idea we paint onto them because we don't understand what we're actually looking at. What you're actually looking at, most of the time, is a cry for help. And here's the good news, the part I need you to hold on to before we go any further. This is almost always fixable. You can fix this, but only if you stop guessing and start reading the real message. So let me ask you this. What if I told you that the single most important clue to solving this whole mystery isn't the mess on the floor at all? It's something you can check tonight, for free, standing right in your own home before you spend $1 at a clinic. Stick with me, because I'm going to hand it to you in just a minute. First, let me break the biggest myth wide open, because it poisons everything. Owners tell me all the time, "Doc, he's doing it to get back at me." And I get it. When you're exhausted and the house smells and nothing's working, it feels personal. But listen to me. A cat does not have the kind of brain that plans out an act of revenge and carries it out days later. That's not how they're wired. When a cat stops using the box, one of two things is happening. Either something in their body hurts or something in their world feels wrong. That's it. That's the whole story. Medical or emotional. And your job, starting right now, is to figure out which. So here's the payoff. Here's the free clue I promised you, the one that splits this problem in half. Watch where it's happening and watch how they act while it's happening. If your cat is urinating right next to the box, or on a cool, smooth surface like the bathtub, the tile, the sink, and especially if they're going in and out of the box over and over, squatting, straining, maybe letting out a little cry, that is a body screaming at you. That is pain. And here's the part that saves lives. A cat in that kind of pain has learned something in its own little mind. It has decided the box is where the pain happens. So it runs from the box. It's not avoiding the litter. It's avoiding the hurt it feels every time it steps inside. That one shift in thinking changes everything. Because now you're not looking at a bad cat. You're looking at a sick one. And a sick cat, caught early, is a cat you can save. Now let me give you the rest of the free clues, the ones that live in the mess itself, because your cat left you evidence, and I'm going to teach you to read it like I do. Look at the urine. Is there a pinkish tinge, a rusty color, even the faintest streak of blood? That's a bladder that's inflamed and raw. Look at how much comes out. Tiny little puddles, over and over, in a cat that seems desperate to go. That's the classic pattern of an irritated urinary tract, where the bladder feels full and screaming even when there's barely anything in it. Watch the face, too. A cat in pain gets quiet in a very particular way. It sits hunched, tucked in on itself, eyes a little squeezed. It stops doing the things it loves. It hides more, it talks less, or it talks in a new, urgent way you've never heard before. Owners walk into my office and say, "He just hasn't been himself." And 9 times out of 10, that gut feeling is dead right. You know your cat. When something feels off, something is off. Now, if that first clue points to the body, let me walk you through what's actually going on in there, because you deserve to understand it. The number one culprit I see, over and over, is inflammation and pain in the urinary tract. Sometimes it's a true infection. Sometimes it's something called cystitis, which is a fancy word for an angry, inflamed bladder. And here's the wild part. In cats, it's very often triggered by stress. The mind and the bladder are wired together in a cat in a way we're only starting to really understand. So a stressed cat can literally give itself a bladder attack. The pain is real. The blood you sometimes see is real. And that cat associates the box with agony. Now, one warning, and I'll only say it once because I've taught you this before. If you have a male cat and he is straining, crying, going to the box again and producing nothing at all, not one drop, and his belly is tight and he's getting sluggish, that is not a wait till morning situation. That is a true blockage, and it can take his life within a day. You get in the car, but that's a different video. What we're talking about today is the cat who is producing urine or stool just in the wrong place. That cat you can usually help without panic. The second body cause catches so many loving owners completely off guard. Arthritis, sore, aging joints. People hear arthritis and picture an old dog limping. They don't picture their cat because cats are the greatest actors in the entire animal kingdom. A cat will hide pain until the very last possible second. It's an instinct baked in from the wild, where showing weakness got you killed. So your cat won't limp, won't cry, won't tell you a thing. But then look at the box. A tall box with high walls. Your cat has to lift a stiff, aching leg up and over that wall, then crouch down on sore hips, then hold that crouch. If every one of those movements hurts, what does your cat do? It finds the softest, easiest, lowest spot it can. The bath mat, the pile of laundry, the rug. It's not laziness. It's a creature in quiet pain choosing the path that hurts less. And when I tell a family that, when the pieces click, I watch the anger just drain right out of their faces, because now they finally understand. And here's the detail that seals it, the one I want you to go check the moment we're done. Look at your box right now and picture your cat using it. Where is it? If it's downstairs and your cat sleeps upstairs, an arthritic cat has to climb a whole flight of stairs on aching joints just to reach it. If those walls are high, it's a mountain. If the litter is deep and soft and shifts under sore paws, every step is a wobble that hurts. Some of these cats will manage to get their front half in and then just give up on the rest, so half the mess lands outside. That's not carelessness. That's a body that ran out of pain to spend. Lower the walls, cut a low doorway into one side, put a box on every floor the cat lives on. Sometimes that one change and nothing else brings a cat right back to the box because you finally made it possible for them to say yes. There are a few more the body can throw at you. Older cats can develop conditions that make them go far more often or far more urgently, so they simply can't hold it long enough to reach the box in time. Sometimes it's constipation, where passing stool hurts so much the cat starts avoiding the whole area and starts thinking of the box as the place that hurts. Sometimes their vision fades, and the familiar box in the dark corner becomes hard to find at night. Every single one of these is your cat telling you the truth in the only language it has, and not one of them is spite. Now, if none of that fits. If your cat is squatting normally, going comfortably, no straining, no crying, no blood, and just choosing to do it somewhere other than the box, now we've moved out of the body and into the mind, into the world you've built around your cat. And this is where you, personally, have enormous power to fix things this week. So pay close attention, because here come the real reasons, and I saved the most important one for last. Reason 1. And I say this with love. The box is dirty. Not dirty by your standards. Dirty by a cat's standards. And a cat's standards are 1,000 times higher than yours. Your cat's sense of smell is many, many times stronger than a human's. That box that seems fine to you can be overwhelming to them. Imagine being forced to use a bathroom that hadn't been cleaned in a week. You'd find somewhere else too, wouldn't you? Scoop it every single day, every day. And once a week, dump the whole thing, wash the box out with plain warm water, no harsh scented soap, and start fresh. That one habit alone solves a shocking number of these cases. I've had families march in ready for expensive tests, convinced their cat was broken, and the whole thing turned out to be a box that just needed cleaning twice as often. It sounds too simple to be true. It usually is that simple, and I'd rather you fix it in your own home for free than pay me to tell you to scoop more. Reason 2, and this one hides in plain sight. You don't have enough boxes. There's an old rule among us cat people, and it's a good one. 1 box per cat plus 1 extra. So 2 cats means 3 boxes, and they can't all be lined up in a row in the same closet, because to a cat, 4 boxes touching each other is basically one giant box. Spread them out. Different rooms, different floors of the house. Give your cat real choices. Reason 3, location. You put the box in the loud laundry room right next to the machine that roars to life and terrifies your cat mid-squat. Or you tucked it in a dark corner with only one way in and one way out. A cat, deep in its bones, does not want to be trapped and vulnerable while it does its business. Out in the wild, that's the moment a predator strikes, so your cat wants a quiet spot with a clear line of sight and more than one escape route. Give it that and watch what happens. Reason 4. And this is a sneaky one, the litter itself. You switched brands because there was a sale, and your cat quietly declared war. Cats form strong opinions about what feels right under their paws. Most of them prefer a soft, fine, sandy texture, unscented. That flowery perfume the package promised you? Your cat may find it revolting. When in doubt, go plain, go soft, go unscented, and never change all the litter at once. Mix the new in slowly with the old. And now the one I told you was the most important. The one that unravels the most stubborn, mysterious cases of all. Stress. A change in the world your cat cannot control. Here's the thing you have to understand about a cat, and it's the key to their whole heart. Your cat is a creature of ritual, of sameness, of a world that stays exactly where it was yesterday. And when that world shifts, even in a way that seems tiny to you, it can shake your cat to its core. A new baby, a new pet, a move to a new home, new furniture, a stray cat appearing in the window each night, staring in, even you changing your work schedule so the rhythm of the house is suddenly different. To that cat, the ground has moved, and a stressed cat does something that seems bizarre to us until you understand it. It goes to the bathroom in the middle of the room, or on your bed, on your clothes, on the things that smell most like you. And people take that as the ultimate insult, the ultimate act of spite. It is the exact opposite. A cat mixing its scent with yours, in the safest place it can find, is a cat trying to feel secure, trying to build one blanket of familiar smell over a world that suddenly feels dangerous. That's not an attack on you. In its own strange way, it's your cat reaching for you. I know. Sit with that for a second, because it changes how you'll look at that spot on the bed forever. And it's not only the big changes. Sometimes it's a thing so small you'd never think to blame it. Another cat in the house who guards the hallway to the litter box and stares your cat down every time it tries to pass. To you, they're just 2 cats sharing a home. To the nervous one, that hallway has become a gauntlet, and it decides the risk isn't worth it, so it finds a safer spot far from the bully. Sometimes it's a smell you brought home on your shoes. Sometimes it's a new cleaning product, or the box getting moved 3 feet to the left during a spring cleaning. A cat notices things we are completely blind to. Their whole survival, for thousands of years, depended on noticing exactly these things. So when your cat suddenly acts like the world has turned upside down over something that seems like nothing, believe them. To them, it isn't nothing. It's everything. So now I can hear the skeptic out there. Doc, come on. He went on my pillow. That's got to be personal. No, it isn't. And I've spent 30 years watching people carry guilt and anger over something their cat never meant. Your cat cannot conceive of an insult. It only knows comfort and fear, safety and pain. Every mess outside that box is one of those four things talking. Never once is it hatred. Cats aren't built for hatred. In a way, they're luckier than us. So let me tell you exactly what to do, in order, so you're not just guessing anymore. Step 1. Watch. Tonight, the way I taught you. Straining, crying, blood going again and again. That's the body. Comfortable and normal, just in the wrong spot. That leans toward the mind. Step 2. And this is not optional. Go see your vet. I mean it. Especially the first time this starts. Because here's a truth that took me years to fully respect. Even the cases that look 100% behavioral can have a quiet medical problem hiding underneath. That stress bladder link I told you about means the mind and the body are tangled together in a cat. You cannot always separate them from your armchair. Let your vet rule out the physical first. They can check things you simply cannot see or feel at home. Please don't skip this to save a little money. It's the one step that catches the emergencies before they become tragedies. And here's my hard line. The one I will never cross, and you shouldn't either. Do not, under any circumstances, reach into your own cabinet and give your cat a human medicine to ease what you think is pain. Things that are perfectly safe for you can kill a cat. Their bodies break down medicine completely differently from ours. For any medication, any dose, any treatment at all, you ask your veterinarian the correct amount for the weight and the health of your own cat. Every time. No exceptions. Step 3. While you wait for that visit, or after the vet clears the body, you go to work on the world. Scoop daily. Add boxes. Spread them out into calm, safe, open corners, with more than one exit. Go back to a soft, unscented, plain litter. And clean the accident spots with a special enzyme cleaner, not a regular household one, because if any scent lingers, your cat's nose will find it and be pulled right back to the same spot. And find the stress. Sit down and really ask yourself, what changed in this house? Then help your cat feel safe again. More play, more quiet, predictable routine, so the days start to feel the same again. High perches where they can climb up and survey their whole kingdom and feel like nothing can sneak up on them. Familiar blankets and beds that carry their own scent. Feed them at the same times. Give them a few minutes of the same little ritual every evening. To you, it's small. To a cat, a world that repeats itself is a world that's safe, and a safe cat is a cat that goes back to the box. And one more thing, maybe the most important thing of all. Never, ever punish a cat for this. Never rub their nose in it. Never yell. Never scold. It does not teach them a single thing, because they never understood it as wrong in the first place. All it teaches them is that you have become frightening. And a frightened cat is a more stressed cat, and a more stressed cat has more accidents. You would be pouring gasoline on the very fire you're trying to put out. So no matter how tired you are, no matter how ruined that rug is, you take a breath and you stay gentle. That gentleness is part of the cure. Now let me say something to the exhausted person standing there with the paper towels, feeling like they've failed. You haven't. You didn't cause this. You're the one who noticed something was wrong and went looking for the truth instead of just being angry. And that already makes you the kind of owner your cat is lucky to have. Here's what I want you to carry with you. That mess on the floor was never an insult. It was never spite, never revenge, never a bad little animal being cruel. It was a small creature who could not speak, who could not point, who could not say the words, "I hurt," or "I'm scared," using the only signal it had to reach the one human it trusts most in the entire world. And the old-timers, the ones who kept cats by the fire long before there were fancy clinics, they understood this in their gut. They knew a cat only ever tells you the truth. They watched, and they listened, and they answered. That's how it was done in every home that ever truly loved a cat, and it's how it's still done today, in yours. So tonight, when you find that spot, don't sigh and don't blame. Kneel down, take a good long look, and ask the real question. Not, "Why are you doing this to me?" but "What are you trying to tell me?" because your cat has been trying to tell you all along. If this helped you see your cat a little differently, follow the channel, because I've got a lot more of these truths to share with you. And do me a favor down in the comments. Tell me, where does your cat go when it won't use the box? And what was happening in your home when it started? Let's help each other read the message, one cat at a time.